Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today's class is working on all the elements that we need to work on our pincher. So we'll be strengthening and opening the shoulders into an external rotation position because that's where they need to be when we're doing pincher. We're looking at strengthening and stabilizing it through our core and into our legs, as well as finding the flexibility that we need to give us that little bit of help to get up there. If you're still learning pincher or brand new to it entirely, don't worry, this is a great place to be. I'll give you some top tips when it gets to that point of class. Let's crack on. So to start, come to sit onto your shins, your knees about hip distance apart. Keep your bum nice and close to your heels and then coming down towards child's pose. So body to rest onto thighs, forehead to rest to the floor, or bring a block in if you like to rest your forehead onto that. And just feel those shoulders round forwards, down towards the mat. Allow your hips and your head to feel heavy. And then just allow your focus to come to the breath. Take just a few deep breaths here, feeling that space, feeling that softness within the torso. And just give yourself a few breaths here to feel like you've really arrived, you're really ready for movement. Let that breath start to move that little bit stronger, draw it all the way in and all the way out. Great. And then keeping your forehead rested on whatever it is, one arm at a time. Imagine that you're swimming front crawl, and I want you to swim one arm out in front of you to bring the palm to the mat in ahead of you, and then the other one as well, all the way up and over until two hands are ahead of you. Broaden the shoulder blades across your back and just allow your elbows to hang heavy. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And then as you lift your gaze and look forwards towards your hands are shoulder width apart, drop your elbows down, come forwards, tuck your toes, lift your hips towards the sky, towards dolphin, that's an energetic start. And as you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, push the bum back to the heels. Same again, so the forearms stay down throughout, tuck the toes, lift the hips, push the chest back towards the legs. Exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, bum to heel. Good, two more like that. Coming forwards, the toes tuck, the hips rise, broaden those shoulder blades, press into palms. Dropping the knees down, untucking, bum to heels. Great. Take one more, tuck those toes, lift them nice and high, sit bones tall. And as you exhale, drop the knees back down to the mat. Good. Stack yourself up onto the hands as you come towards tabletop. Take a deep breath in for cat and cow, lifting through the chest, sit bones are tall. And as you exhale, round through your back, tuck the tailbone, chin to the chest. Good. Again, full breath in, stretching the belly, switching on the back muscles. Full breath out as you broaden those shoulder blades and hollow the belly. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Great. As you draw your spine back towards neutral, keep your gaze down between your thumbs, tuck the toes, and I want you to just hover your knees off the mat into a hovering tabletop. Now you're going to really press your feet into the mat. You're going to keep your hips as still as you can. Press down into left foot, press down into right hand. Can left hand tap right knee? Try not to let your hips skew off to one side. Switch it over. Press down through right foot, press down through left hand. Can right hand tap left knee? Harder than it sounds. Do one more each side. Keep as little movement in the torso as you possibly can and the hips. Last one, right hand taps left knee. And draw it back to floating. Good. Lift the pelvis to the sky. Come into downward facing dog. Press the floor away from you. Lift the sit bones high to the sky. And then give those heels that big feeling of heaviness as they push towards the floor. Steady the breath. Draw it in. And draw it out. One more inhale. One final exhale. Great. Use the inhale to look forwards to the top of the mat. Walking your feet in, keeping your palms flat as long as you possibly can. Feet to come to hip distance apart when you get there. A ragdoll fold means softly bent knees. Torso and thighs are connected. And you can take that nice sway. A little bit of movement, allowing the head, allowing the elbows to feel nice and heavy as they draw down towards the mat. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. From there, release the arms, fingertips to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Chest pulls forwards, thighs press back, engage your quads. And as you exhale, refold, let the hands come to the floor. On the inhale, rise all the way up to stand, root down through the heels, reach out through your ring fingers. And as you exhale, just release your arms by your sides. Great, we'll take a couple of half sun salutes. Inhale, the arms rise high, the belly feels hollow. Exhale, the hands come to the mat, softly bend the knees if you need to, head hangs. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the shoulders out of the ears. And as you exhale, refold, maybe pressing your hands against the floor. Inhale, rise to stand, a light tuck of tailbone, reach out through those ring fingers. And same again as you exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, let the head hang. Inhale, rising halfway, engage the quads, push the thighs out behind you. And as you exhale, fold, take your hands back to the floor. Good. From here, come back to your halfway lift, fingertips to the shins, find that long feeling in the spine. Now, maybe you need to come a little higher because I want you to find straight legs here. So the torso is going to be roughly parallel to the floor. Hamstrings are long, hamstrings are having to be strong. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now, from here, take your arms alongside your body like an aeroplane. Your palms are facing the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend the knees deeply. Sweep the arms ahead of you. So you're in a low chair. Your palms are facing the sky. So I don't want you to rotate your hands. As you inhale, sweep the arms into aeroplane. Squeeze the shoulder blades, straighten the legs. As you exhale, bend deeply. Sweep the arms up and over. Broaden the shoulder blades on the upper back. Good, 2 more. Inhale, arms alongside body, press sit bones back. Exhale, bend the knees, get low, reach the arms alongside ears. Last one, inhale, aeroplane, squeeze shoulder blades, broaden the chest. And exhale, get low in the legs as you reach out through the arms. Good. As you start to straighten the legs or lift the hips, interlace the hands behind your back, fold over the legs. You can take a little sway from side to side, feel a little bit of softness in those muscles that just worked pretty damn hard there. No tension in the neck. Let your head hang nice and freely. Great. Full deep breath in. On the exhale, release the hands. Your right foot is going to step to the back of the mat, drop the back knee down to the floor. As you inhale, scoop the chest to the sky, draw the arms up and overhead, reaching out through fingertips, find a soft tuck of tailbone, nice and strong through your right glutes. Feel this length through the front of the right thigh, hip flexor into your belly. Imagine you're dragging your right knee to the top of the mat. Take 1 more breath in. On the exhale, either left hand to waist as you side bend, or perhaps your left fingertips could come down to a block next to you if you have a block. Think of the pelvis moving a little bit towards the right as the torso, the chest moves a little bit towards the left. Roll the rib cage back. Inhale as you hold here. And then as you exhale, 2 hands come back down to the top of the mat. This left foot is going straight into the sky for 3-legged dog. Reach out through the toes, the right heel stays feeling heavy. Hold the leg lifted, breath in. On the breath out, bend the knee in the sky. Think of heel towards your right bum cheek. Lift the left knee as the pelvis turns towards the left side. Now keep nice and strong through pushing through left hand. Softly, can you guide your right elbow towards the floor? Just the right elbow. Your left elbow will soften as a result of that. Lift that right knee a little higher. Take 1 more breath in. And now push your way back towards that 3-legged dog. Scoop the foot forwards, place it between the hands, or help it get there if it needs. Right hand is going to stay down to the floor, and as you inhale, spin the left arm to the sky, twisting the chest and gazing up to your top fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Good, that arm in the sky. You're going to come forwards to stand onto your left foot. The arm in the sky is going to catch your back foot behind you. Your right knee is going to see if it can tap the back of your left calf as low down as you can. That's going to make it more challenging. From there, can you float your right fingertips off the mat so you're balancing just on your left foot? Little mini dragon squat. Breath in. breath out. Now, as you let go of the foot, can you rise all the way up to stand on that poor little left leg? Draw the right knee in towards your chest. When you get there, give it a little squeeze in. Good. Coming to tree pose, bring the sole of the foot towards the inner of the thigh. Find a nice firm connection between the two. Push the foot against the thigh, firm the thigh, push it back against the foot. Can your hands come in front of your chest? From there, right hand out onto your knee, left arm up into the sky. Take a deep breath in. Now, can you turn your tree into a leaning tree as the hand slides down the thigh, the hips push a little left, the left side body feeling that little bit longer. Belly nice and firm, left glutes particularly working hard. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Use the inhale, straighten out your tree, bring your hands back towards your chest. And as you exhale, simply release the foot and find yourself standing back at the top of the mat. Inhale, send the arms back to the sky, reaching through fingertips. Exhale as you fold, bringing your hands back down to the mat. Use the inhale, just a regular halfway lift, fingertips to the shins. And as you exhale, hands go down, left foot steps back as you drop the back knee to the floor. Use the inhale to scoop the chest up and away from the hips, arms rise straight and strong out above you. Have that feeling of drawing the back knee to the top of the mat, engage your left bum muscles and press into the ball of the back foot. Inhale. Exhale. Take yourself one more breath in. On the exhale, either right hand down to a block or to your waist if you don't have one. Sometimes the block feels a little bit nicer because you can give a little bit of weight to the block as the pelvis pushes a little more towards the left. You've still got those same energetic feelings in the back leg. Think of dragging forwards, think of a light tuck of tailbone. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Hands come down towards the top of the mat. Pick your right foot up, send it straight into the sky to three-legged dog. Push the floor away, open the armpits wide, inhale. And as you exhale, the leg in the sky bends, heel towards bum, lift the right thigh away from the left. Hold that leg strong and lifted. Softly, can your left elbow drop down towards the mat into a little funky down dog? Breathe in. And then from there, push down to lift back up into the down dog. Scoop the right foot forwards and place it between the hands. Left hand stays down, right arm spins to the sky into a simple twist. Draw the knee, front knee, a little closer towards the chest so you're pressing down into the inner arch of your front foot. Good. Inhale. Maybe your legs are starting to remember what comes next. Bring this right foot, push down into it. It's about to work very hard. The hand in the sky is going to catch your back foot. Right knee is tapping the back of the calf as low down as you wish. Belly and chest are nicely, belly and thigh connected. Can your left hand float as you're standing just on that right foot? Woo, that's fiery. Hold it, breathe in. Breathe out. Take your time. Can you rise to stand? Let go of the foot. Draw that left knee in towards your chest. Give it a little squeeze when you get there. Take a moment to steady your balance. Then guiding the sole of that foot to the inner thigh. Press foot into thigh, press thigh into foot, and let your hands come to your chest. From there, turning it into leaning tree. Left hand to the thigh, right arm to the sky. Inhale, feel like you're getting that little bit taller. And as you exhale, leaning towards that left side. Pelvis and right rib cage moving a little bit right. Chest and left fingertips moving a little bit left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. With the inhale, straightening out, bring the hands back towards the chest. And quite simply, as you exhale, release the foot down to the mat, back into standing. Inhale, arms rise to the sky, get tall. Exhale, forward fold, hands come down to the mat. Use the inhale, lengthen out through the torso, push the sit bones back. This time as you exhale, hands to the floor and both feet step back into plank, shoulders stay here on top of the wrists. Find that hollow feeling through your belly, a squeeze of glutes, squeeze of thighs. Breathe in. And then as we breathe out, one elbow at a time, drop yourself down to a forearm plank and keep your palms flat for me. So the palms are down and the forearms are parallel. Broaden through your shoulder blades. Feel like you're pushing your elbows down into the floor. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to drop your knees, then drop a little bit of thighs, drop the front of your pelvis, drop your lower belly until you find yourself down into Sphinx. From your Sphinx pose, your right arm is going to stay supporting you, but maybe just bring it midline for a bit of balance. Bend through your left knee. Left hand is going to catch that foot for your half frog. You can hold that foot in whatever manner works for you, just casually, but pressing down through the front of the left pelvis. Engage through your bum muscles to help that front left thigh lengthen. Take just one deep breath in and one deep breath out. As you release that foot, come straight to the second side, left elbow for support, right hand catches the foot, draw the heel towards the bum. And then as you press that pelvis down and engage through your right side, also try to remove any twist in the body. We tend to twist to grab our foot. Think of drawing this whole right side of the torso back to face forwards. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Great. As you softly release the foot, let yourself come down onto your chest. Your arms are going to come alongside your body with the palms facing the floor. Maybe just rest your forehead for a moment. Feet are going to stay about hip distance apart. And with a nice strong breath in, root down through the pelvis, squeeze your glutes, float the thighs, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. The palms are still facing down. Maybe turn your thumbs a little bit more towards the sky, locust pose. Feel that whole back line of the body working very hard. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. One more breath. Lifting through the whole body. And as you exhale, release your body down. It always feels so good to come out of that pose. Push yourself onto the knees, bum back towards the heels and into a small little child's pose. Take just 2 breaths of stillness. Good. And then rising your way up onto your shins. Just come a moment to seated, somewhere comfortable. So we're going to take a little practice at our Pincha. You're very welcome at this point to take yourself in front of a wall or take yourself in front of a sofa or a bed or something that gives you a physical safety blanket, particularly if it's new to you, or work with a spotter for someone to make you feel safe. I want you to, if you have a block, it's a really nice place to bring it in, particularly if it's new to you. And the position that we might try today, I encourage you to try today, is your palms to face inwards to the block and your fingertips to grip around the top of the block. So against the floor, the alignment is going to be like this. So if you're using your block, great. If you don't have a block, I want you to stay with the palms down rather than taking anything else today, because that's where we're working to in the shoulders. That's what we've prepped them for. So your elbows are going shoulder width apart. The palms are against the edges of the block, the fingertips just around the top. And then my thumbs are on top. And what I can do here is I can push the block down into the floor, and I can also crush the block between my hands, or attempt to crush the block to find extra strength. So with these elbows down on the floor, we're going to broaden through our shoulder blades, thinking of finding as much space between them as they can, and we're going to try and keep that just as it is. You're going to tuck your toes, lift your hips towards your dolphin. You're very welcome to stay here. It's a great place to build strength. As we come into little hops of Pincha here, and like I say, you're very welcome to be in front of a wall, I want you to see if you can find a little bit of a bent leg in the sky so that we have 2 bent legs. I'll demonstrate what I mean. You're going to walk your feet relatively close so your hips are high in the sky. One leg is reaching nice and tall. From there, as the left leg, which is on the floor, is going to bend to sort of load the spring, the right leg is going to lift towards the sky, and I'm just going to think of bending it slightly when it gets there. The second heel, the following one, is going to think of heel towards bum, knee towards chest. And I can allow myself to take a few little hops, and each time, the first hop very rarely gets us up there, and therefore the second, third, maybe fourth hop, we can readjust the amount of power that we give there. So I'm hoping at this time you're giving it a go, you're having a few kicks, you're somewhere where you feel supported with a wall, and because we're bending that top leg towards the top, if you're in front of a wall, give yourself a little bit of distance. You've got, your legs are quite long, most of us, you can find that wall with lots of distance. You can leave yourself at least a sort of forearms distance from the wall. So whatever leg you've just been practicing on, I encourage you now to just give it another go on the other side. So for me, that's going to be sending my left leg to the sky. I'm going to think of being strong through my right leg, load the spring as the left leg reaches up, the knee bends, heel towards bum. That might help me find a little bit of a counterbalance as the right knee stays pulling in towards my chest. As I take these little hops, and maybe I'm working again, 3, 4 little hops, I'm thinking of sending my hips on top of my shoulders, my shoulder blades staying broad, and my hip points and my ribs staying relatively close together. Give yourself another couple of little goes, noticing how exhausting it is, and then allow yourself to come back down towards the floor. Once you've landed one way or another, let yourself come back to that small little shape you started in. Shins are together, forehead down. Just feel the breath moving, noticing that everything's moving that little bit faster. The breath, the heart rate. Just give it a moment to settle. And then allow yourself to roll up onto the shins. Simply spin the legs around in front of you so that you can come to seated. 2 feet to root towards the mat, arms are going to reach forwards, and with as much control as we can, unravel the body all the way down to the floor, giving the knees a nice little hug in towards the chest when you get there. Heels pull towards bum, thighs pull towards belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Great. Let these knees softly fall off to the right side. Your left arm then reaches out in the opposite direction. Maybe choosing to close your eyes to encourage some softness in the body. Let the legs move via the center, all the way off to the left, and the right arm to extend. Lovely. Draw the breath right down towards the belly. And then roll yourself back to center. Let your feet find the floor. Let your heels step away from you. Allow yourself just these few moments of rest. Well-deserved rest. The eyes are closed. And just watch the breath as it moves in and out through the nose. Settling and softening your body. And then allow yourself to reawaken with a nice, strong, deep breath in. Finding some movements in fingers, in toes, before allowing the knees to come and draw in as you give yourself a little hug. You can then find your way in your most comfortable way, back up to an upright position. Your final inhale lifts the arms back to the sky. And your final exhale lowers the hands to the belly and the chin to the chest. Thank you so much for practicing with me, guys. I wanted to give you a relatively short class that you could come back to as often as you want to if you're working on your Pincha, because all of the elements of this class are really good for preparing the body, preparing the shoulders, preparing the legs. And hopefully with a little bit of time, with a little bit of consistency, you'll start to feel a little bit more success in the pose. I'd love to hear how you got on. If you could leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my classes so that you'll know when a new one comes out.